Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm coming to you live from my messy ass library. I hope you all are well. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. I haven't done a show in a while, so I thought that I would do one today. I might even do one tomorrow. The Jets have a bye, so I might have a little bit of time tomorrow. I'm also going to try to deep fry a turkey tomorrow, so we'll see. That's my first time trying that. Hopefully, I won't burn the house down. I hope you all are doing well. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm surprised so many people are here so fast, but it just goes to show you that when you are on our text list, when you text the word show to 314-470-3300, that's how you find out and get in that waiting room first. The waiting room looks like it's already full, which is hard to believe. So I'm going to go right ahead and start with Cyrus. Hello, Cyrus.
Hey, good afternoon, Jim. Thanks for having us on.
Sure.
Jim, I'm actually calling on behalf of a friend. A little bit of a background. He came to the US in the year about 2000, 2001. He actually came illegally from Mexico.
Okay.
In 2002, the company we used to work for applied for an H-2B visa. And there was a group and he was included in this group, and they returned to Mexico and they got their visa and had come back to work for the following season.
As if he'd never been here. Like
As if he'd never been here. Correct.
pretending he'd never been to the United States.
Correct.
So when he got the visa, he lied and said, "No, I've never been to the United States without permission or violated."
Well, actually, we had applied for this visa through a company that at that time used to do visa applications for like large companies. They were
Yeah.
based out in Texas.
Okay.
Well, it's a long story, but they took money from our company to
Yeah.
do the service. It never went through. They took the money, they didn't do it. And then I represented the company we actually work for. I went to Mexico City. I set up an appointment at the consulate. I visited the consulate and they just gave the visa to, I think at that time we had somewhere between 10 to 15 applicants. They just gave everyone the visa.
Right. Okay.
There was really no questions asked. They just gave everyone the visa at that time.
No individualized determination as to whether he gets to come on the H-2B. Got it. Okay.
Correct, correct. Anyway, fast forward 22 years later, actually so when he got the visa and he came back was the year 2002. Previously in the year 2001, while he was here, he actually met his current spouse, who is also from Mexico, who also is here without paperwork.
Okay.
And they had got married, and in 2002, his son was born, and his son will now be 21 years old
Yep.
next year, and
Okay.
we're setting up all the paperwork for him to be able to apply.
Who's we?
Meaning just himself, meaning just an application for himself.
Okay. I just want
I'm
to make
just
sure that people. I just want to make sure people aren't practicing law without a license.
right. No, we're just I'm just assisting him to fill up the
Well,
forms, make sure everything is
no. I'm not going to help with that because this person needs a lawyer. A non-lawyer should not be helping this person fill out forms.
okay. Okay. I
You
mean,
understand why?
no, because I thought he could fill out the forms himself and send them in.
Well, he can, but that doesn't mean you should, and that doesn't mean he should.
Right. I mean, that
Okay.
doesn't mean he should, but he was filling out, like getting all the paperwork ready to be able to send it in
So,
himself.
so again, I don't want to help with that. This
Okay.
person needs to hire a lawyer.
Okay.
This person's case, this person doesn't even know how complicated his case is.
Okay.
So filling out the forms is the easy part, but setting himself up for deportation, that's the hard part.
Okay.
So this is a silly errand and he should hire a lawyer.
Okay.
He's got too much riding on it. If he's got a US
Okay.
citizen kid who's 21, there's a path, but we got to think about bars. We have to think about misrepresentations. We have to think about multiple entries. There's all kinds of stuff that he has to be very careful. So it'd be dumb for me to do this over the show, and it's dumb for you as a non-lawyer to do it.
Okay.
All
I
right.
understand. I
Thanks,
understand.
Cyrus.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
See you, buddy. Yeah, no, homie, don't play that game. I'm not doing that. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. All right, let's say hi to Bolo. Hi, Bolo.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man. Yes, sir.
I like your beard. What's up?
Oh man, I'm having a bad hair day.
You and me both. At least you got hair left. Every time I
Yeah,
look, there's a
I got a
little
little
bit
bit
left.
back there. I was recently released from prison in January.
Okay.
The feds and I was deported in 1999.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's back up. Where are you from?
I'm from the Bahamas.
When did you come to the United States?
Whew. I came to the United States legally in late 70s, early 80s.
Like when you were a kid?
Yes, I was a baby, about 2 years old, 3 years old, an
Like
infant.
on a
I mean toddler.
on a visit visa and then just didn't leave?
Well, my parents brought me over.
Yeah.
And they exercised their rights, and they all got legalized. My mom passed away as an American citizen.
Mm-hmm.
At the age of 17, going on 18, I committed a crime and I got incarcerated. And because I was just a resident,
Oh, so you had a green card. You had
I
a
had a
green
green
card
card, yeah, and I got deported.
for the conviction.
Yes, but I didn't know any other country. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Bahamas, but because my mom was a Haitian descent, they the Bahamian laws, things have changed, and they don't accept you are who your mother is,
So
basically.
you weren't considered a Bahamian citizen.
Exactly. So
Okay.
I got deported.
Yeah.
They asked me to choose a country. I choose Haiti because that's the only country my mom knew at the time she was alive.
Yep.
And I went there, and in the process of being there, I came back through the Bahamas and got legalized and came right back over here.
Got legalized in the Bahamas.
Yes, now I'm a Bahamian citizen now.
Okay.
But in the process, I got incarcerated again. When I was here, I got illegal entry and other charges, and they're minor infractions, but still there were convictions, and I got incarcerated again. I went to the feds. I went to state and feds, and immigration came to see me, and here I am now today. I'm in Georgia. They released me here, and I've been following your shows for a few months now, and I noticed, I guess due to the new laws and stuff, I guess there's something out there that they see that they're not telling me, and I guess I have to figure it out myself to see, how to stay here legally. I went to Social Security. They won't give me my Social Security card.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get a job. I can't do nothing. I mean, I'm just stuck here since January. But they did allow me to get my travel documents. So they're saying you can leave, but you can never come back if you do leave.
Yeah.
And then they're saying I'm under something called I-220B order of supervision.
Yeah, you got to go check in.
Yeah, I have to go check in. But they say they're not here to help me. They're here to get rid of me. You know what I'm saying? They was point blank, says, buddy, don't ask us no questions. We're not here to help you. If you need help, you got to go to the ICS, the one that you always
USCIS.
Yeah, USCIS. Mm-hmm. And they said, contact them. Man, I've been trying for 4 months now. I can't get through to those people.
What passports do you have?
I have a Bahamian passport.
Just that's it, not Haiti.
No, I don't have a Haitian passport. No, Bahamian.
Because there's TPS for Haitians right now, and maybe that's what they're thinking, is that some way you have, that's called temporary protected status. That's so that they're not deporting people to Haiti. And maybe in their system, they still have you as Haitian. And so they're saying to themselves, we don't know if we can deport old Bolo.
Oh, I never thought about that. Well, that's what they have in their system, because they sucked me up before. So, I was like a non-state person, basically.
Right, like Tom Hanks in that movie, The Terminal. Yeah. So, where do things stand now? I mean, it surprises me that they let you out of. They didn't send you straight to immigration detention. Why did they let you out?
Well, I was incarcerated at a prison called a federal prison named McRae Correctional,
Mhm.
and they came there periodically and they visit a lot of. It was like a immigrant private institution,
Mhm.
and they're actually closing it down now. But while I was there, they were visiting everyone, and they
You were
just
there. You were there for your criminal thing, not for your immigration.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. But usually, what they do is they put a detainer on you, and then once you're done serving your federal or state sentence, then you go to immigration detention.
Well, they removed the detainer 3 days before my release date.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, 3 days before my release date, they released my detainer on Friday, and I was released on that Monday.
Do you have a court date?
I don't have a court date. I just go and report it. And what kind of scares me now? I have to report in every 3 months. Now I have to report in every 6 months. So in January they're expecting me to come back, but now they're asking me to bring my passport and stuff like that. So that kind of ring a
They're getting
a
ready.
little flag there for me. So I didn't know what that's about.
Where do you live?
I live in Albany, Georgia, but I go to immigration in Atlanta.
So you
But
need.
I lived all my life in Broward County, Florida.
Mm-hmm. So you need a deportation lawyer in Atlanta is what you need. And I know a good one. His name's Michael Urbina, Urbina. Tell him that you came on my show today. He's a good friend of mine. I'll put his comment. I'll put it in the comments.
Okay.
And tell him that you need help to see if there's any way that you get to stay. I don't know that you get to stay, but you should definitely USCIS.
Yeah, and also, I'm married. My wife I've been with over 12 years now. We're married. I just got married in March, but we've been fiancéed for years.
And they're a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
So maybe that's what they're thinking, is that maybe there's a path for you there. It depends on all the convictions and everything, and the multiple entries is a problem, but there might be a path. Call Michael and see what he can do.
Okay. And I have an adult child here as well. She's 26 years old, 27.
That's good.
She's born here.
So
I had her in 95.
So at the very least, she should file an I-130 for you, your daughter. You're on the birth certificate?
Yes.
Yeah. Just have her file an I-130, get that part nailed down, and then go from there.
I-130. I can't seem to get on this link. What was the lawyer's name again? I don't want to lose this.
It's okay. Michael. And then it's URB, like boy or Bolo, INA, Urbina.
Okay, I see it now. Rubina.
URBINA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, URBINA. Michael Urbina.
Yep.
And what do I do? Just go on that and just click on it, or do I?
No, that's just his name. You're gonna have to Google him. Just type in Michael Urbina, deportation lawyer, and then hit him up and tell him, like I said, you were on my show today.
Okay.
And then I'll let him know that you came on and that I referred him to you.
Okay. I greatly appreciate it, Jim.
Good luck, Bolo.
Yeah, well, I mean, one more thing. Do you think there's any chance for me? I mean, from the way.
But hey, listen, there's a big difference between.
I like the honesty. Nothing to maybe something.
Maybe something.
Yeah. Well, you have a blessed day, man. We all. I can speak for everyone, man. We appreciate. Because I mean, like I said, I've been out from January. I couldn't find nowhere to go. I'm trying to get a job. I can't do nothing because I'm on federal probation, state probation, and immigration checkup thing, and I can't get a job because if I get a job illegally, then I create another crime. You know what I mean?
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, I don't even have a driver's license, bro.
Did you have your green card? Well, hold on.
Yes, I did have a green card when I was previously.
How old were you when your mother became a citizen?
That's the question I've been trying to figure out. I might need a lawyer to help me dig into that to find out.
Yes.
Yeah, because I found out that if she applied, not if she became a citizen, but if she applied before I became 18 or 21 or something like that, it says that
it's 18, but I think it's actually became a citizen. But do you have what does your gut say how old she was?
I think she was in a process when I was 17, but when she became, I probably was the age of 18, but I'm not sure.
So, I mean, that'd be the best thing of all, because then you're already a U.S. citizen.
I'll be grandfathered in.
Well, they can't deport you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And I thought maybe that's what they seen, and maybe that's why they say, oh, this guy couldn't have been deported anyway, so let's let him out. But let him figure it out, kind of way.
They do that. That's certainly something they would do. Do you know anybody who would know when mom became a citizen?
My stepdad, he's 98. So it's hard communication with him.
How about, do you have her death certificate?
I do.
Because you might be able to do a Freedom of Information Act request for her naturalization file, her immigration file, and that would have the date that she became a citizen. That'd be the best thing of all, Bolo, because then that
would have been awesome. If that was the case,
they couldn't do shit to you then.
Yeah, most definite. Freedom. What is it called?
It's FOIA, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Yeah, Michael will know about that. That might be fun.
Man, if that was it, man, that would be perfect.
Well, if it is, you got to call me back and let me know, because
most definitely we'll do.
Happy.
All right. Well, please let Mike know that I'll be contacting him. I'll probably on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, Bolo. See you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck, my friend.
All right, likewise.
All right, now that was something else. You don't get a call like that every day. Every immigration lawyer's dream is to find the U.S. citizen in deportation. Like that's like the holy grail of being an advocate for your clients. Like if Bolo is a U.S. citizen, that would be something else, because then he could just go down to ICE and go, fuck you guys, because there's nothing that they could do, right? Ha, I'm a U.S. citizen. You can't get me. Bolo, I've been watching a lot of prison movies too, so I feel for you, man. What did I watch? We watched this crazy thing on Apple TV called Blackbird. It's about this guy, Taron Egerton, who is facing drug conviction, and he goes undercover to figure out if this guy in his jail cell is a serial killer. It's crazy. So I think my greatest fear in life is to ever go to prison. So hopefully never. And good luck to Bolo. We liked him a lot. All right. Let's say hi to AK. Hi, AK.
Hi, Mr. Zim. Good afternoon.
Sure.
By the way. Yeah. So I have a specific situation, and I guess I'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to say is I have an H-1B interview coming up, and I filed it in Canada. I'm currently in US. The only way for me to stay in US and work in US right now is a pending asylum application. I originally came in F1 visa.
Okay.
My OPT, which is an optional practical training application, was unfortunately denied because of a clerical reason. After about 17 days of that happening, I filed an asylum application when presented between choice of returning back and doing something about it. So I have about 17 days of overstay in my head. And I filled out DS-160. I've gotten a date with consular coming up. And I'm a little worried about how I'm going to answer questions they ask about my previous overstay. What do you think would be the best path forward, and what chances do you see for me to generally get an H-1B and come back with a correct visa at this point?
When did you enter the United States?
2015.
On an F1?
Yes.
When did you graduate?
2016 December.
And so OPT was supposed to start like in February?
Yes, and February 15, the OPT was supposed to start, but February 23, I got the denial letter.
Because why was it denied?
Because my I-20 that was signed by my DSO was more than 30 days when my application arrived. The I-765 application arrived at USCIS. I was misled by DSO. I don't want to go into that route, but that's basically what happened. They said it would be fine. They said not not to file another application, even when I pointed out that could be a problem. But in
Right.
any case, I don't want to fight that battle.
Okay.
But basically, my application was denied because I-20 was older than expected in the application. It was a clerical reason.
So here's the problem. Asylum isn't a bridge for what you're trying to do. They've been ruling against us on these. We've had people with pending asylum applications apply for DV and try to use that asylum case as a bridge. And there's another problem too, is that asylum you're supposed to file within 1 year of arrival.
So when I talked to asylum lawyers, they said maintaining a lawful status is an exception to that rule. So you can consider yourself technically okay from that perspective.
But okay, that's completely discretionary up to the officer. That's not an automatic thing. So the idea that I feel it's safe for you to leave the United States to go get this, to try to go get this visa stamp, I don't like it at all. This sounds to me like the kind of case where AK gets stuck in Canada.
So one thing, is there a, like, what is a potential outcome? Like, what do they do with that? Like, I potentially don't have an ineligibility.
Not potential outcome, probable outcome. Here's probable outcome. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Probable outcome is AK shows up, goes to the interview, gets 221G for administrative processing because they don't know what to do. And then they sit on the case for 5 or 6 or 7 months. Then they decide what they want to do with the H-1B. I think they probably don't give it to you. And more importantly, it doesn't really matter what I think. More importantly, you have to recognize that there's a significant chance that that's what could happen. Not that nobody can tell you, no asylum lawyer can tell you, oh, well, you know, you're 4 years in F1 status, that bridges your asylum, that told the 1 year filing requirement on your asylum case. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody knows that. The only person who knows that is the consular official in Montreal or wherever you're going, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Vancouver. The other alternative, I thought about it. Like, I've researched a lot, by the way, Mr. Jim, and I really appreciate your feedbacks here. What I did was I applied for something called advanced parole. My advanced parole is valid until a day after the interview. So what I'm planning is, if I do get 221G, which there's a probability for, I'm going to ask the passport back and then come back on the advanced parole based on pending asylum application. That's my backup plan. How does that land with you?
It's better than going without it. I still don't like
Of course.
I still don't like it. It was smart to do, but I mean, there's a whole other thing that I want to bring up, and I don't want you to tell me about it on camera, right? Okay. The one thing that I think you really need to be careful about is they're going to think your asylum case is bullshit. They're going to think, oh, look at this guy. Thinks he's so clever. His school screwed up his OPT, or he screwed up his OPT. In their mind, that's how they'll view it. He screwed up his OPT. He had nothing else to do. So once he got that denial, then he filed this BS asylum case. So I think there's lots not to like about this scenario.
I see, which is necessarily not true, because I do have proof on past persecution and things like that. It's not, lack of evidence is not a problem.
What's your explanation for not filing it sooner?
Because I was in a valid lawful status.
That's not a good reason. That is not a good reason. That's something that's discretionary. They could let you do that, but that does not satisfy the 1 year rule. And more importantly, that's not a response for you to give. That's a response for a lawyer to give. If you give that response, then that makes you look even more crafty and more sneaky and more deliberate. That looks like somebody who's trying to game the system by looking up the rules, as opposed to, I was always scared. I tried to file it earlier. I couldn't find a lawyer. I didn't have the money, or whatever. Whatever's true. But I mean, the calendar is going to kill you. The timeline really, really hurts.
So it's in a third country, like the place I'm going right now, and I'm hoping they're not adjudicating against my asylum application when I'm giving that interview, and adjudicating for H-1B case specifically.
Well, That's quite a hope, because they won't adjudicate your asylum case. They won't, and they can't. But what they can do is they can look at it and they say, this is fraud. This is nothing more than an attempt by someone who effed up his OPT to keep some kind of status, and I'm sure as hell not going to give him a visa and reward him for that behavior.
I see. What is my path forward in your head? Like, what's the best thing that I can do at this point?
I don't know. I don't see. I think your only path is to stay here and apply for asylum. I mean, you can try that advanced parole routine, but my question to you is, what happens if they don't let you back in?
So good thing about that is I applied for express entry on Canada, and I'll have permanent residence in Canada once that application is processed. So that's going to be sometimes in January or something like that.
So, of course, that hurts your asylum case, right?
It does. It does.
Yeah. I don't know, brother. It's a big old mess. But do I think you're coming back with an H-1B in hand? I would love it, AK, if you came back on the show and told me that you got it. But I think the chances of that happening are less than 20%.
I see. Okay, I'll try to come back on advance parole then.
Understand that I talk to people all the time stuck outside the United States, and they all have a good reason as to why they should have got that damn visa. But once you don't get it, that's it. I mean, do you have an EAD off your asylum case?
I do.
So what's the need for the H-1B?
Just the fact that asylum is taking forever, like years. I've been stuck like 5-6 years now.
There's ways to fix that. I can get you an asylum interview in 2 months if that's what you really want. I mean, you're here, you're working, you fear going back home. I understand it'd be nice to have more secure status, but to me, to risk, I have the ability to work and live in the United States. And yeah, it's taken a long time, and yeah, they suck. But now I want to leave to go to Canada on the chance that I might be able to come back to live and reside in the United States. I know it's a different visa, but man, I think it's a huge risk given the fact that your day-to-day life isn't going to change that much.
Yeah, the only fact that gives me confidence is that my express entry is going to be processed soon, within like next few months. Okay. That's why I am like, that's why I'm.
I know you've already decided and you're not really listening to me, and that's okay. I'm just telling you what I think.
Yeah, this thing, yeah, that's how I'm thinking about it. But it doesn't look very good for me, which is understandable.
Good luck, AK. Let us know how it goes. I'm interested.
I'll try. Thank you. Thanks.
Yep. See ya. All right. That was AK. Man, we've had, I guess, Saturdays for messy cases. We don't have easy cases on Saturdays. We only have messy cases on Saturday. If somebody has an easy question in the comments, go ahead and raise your hand and I'll pull you up first. Who's got, okay, James says he's got an easy one. What's up, James?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
Good. So, my case is still pending for an interview with asylum. Yeah. And
when did you
file? Sorry, what?
When did you file?
2016.
And still no interview?
Still no interview. So there is a possibility of expediting. And my mom has become a U.S. citizen. Is there a better way to get it done faster, the asylum interview not coming through?
How did you enter the United States?
B1, B2.
And did you file for asylum within 1 year of arrival?
Yes.
Your mom can't really do much for you. I mean, that's a 10-year wait, and you're not in technical status for adjustment. So I don't think there's a real way to expedite asylum. There's a way to sue them and get an interview, but there's no real way to, you can ask them, but they're not going to expedite it.
Even through the state representative?
No, none of that shit works. The only thing that works is suing them.
And that has to be done through the lawyer, right?
Yep.
So if a lawyer says like, well, this is my client and this needs an application,
So here's what we do. So here's what we do at our office. So a lot of I sue them all the time, right? I sue them for citizenship delays and for green card delays and for visa delays, right? But
Mhm.
asylum's different. So when someone is thinking about suing them for an asylum delay, the easy thing, James, the easy thing for me is to get to the interview. If I sue them and say, look, this poor bastard has been waiting 7 years for his effing interview, no one's going to go into court and say, that James guy, he needs to wait some more. We're not done. Like, no one's going to do that. So if I sue them, you're going to have your interview in 2 months, right? 2 or 3 months. But here's the
That's
thing. Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. If you get denied, then you get put into deportation court. So asylum's a different ball game. It's sort of like when you're playing poker and you're all in, right? It's like, do you really want the decision, right? I can get you a decision. So what we do is when someone says, Jim, I've thought about it. I'm tired of waiting. It's been 6.5 years, 7 years since I filed this damn case. They're never going to decide my case. I'm tired of waiting. I want to know. Okay. All right. Then I would say, James, send us over what you filed and let us see what you filed, right? Let us see how strong we think your case is. And usually, especially if the person in your shoes filed without a lawyer, we do it in 2 steps. What we do is we say, okay, James, let us look everything over. And then like, oh man, James's case is really thin. It needs a lot of work. Plus it's 6 years old. So we really need to update it. Right. So then what we do is we say, James, you should hire us to update your case, make it as strong as possible. Then we sue them. And the reason we do that is because once we sue them, we don't have a lot of time to get it ready. Until we sue them, we have all the time in the world because they're not doing shit on your case until we actually sue them. So what we do is we take a month or two, we put it all together, and then we say, hey, now usually I don't threaten to sue. Like threatening a lawsuit is usually worthless. But what we do is we send them a letter, a long letter with all the updated evidence. And we say, hey, look, we are entering our appearance. We are now James's lawyer. And here's a bunch of more evidence showing that it's not safe for James to go back to his home country. If James goes back to his home country, he's going to be persecuted. And here's why. Here's an updated statement from James. Here's updated country conditions. Here's a State Department report on all the shitty things going on in his home country. And then we say, look, now that we've updated this, you guys need to hurry up because if you don't decide this case in 60 days, then we're going to sue you. Now, we only do that if you're on board with actually suing them. I won't threaten to sue them if you're not already on board and agreed to doing it. But that is how we handle asylum delays. Calling the ombudsman, calling the 1-800 number, or calling your U.S. senator or representative. None of that stuff works. I can do this, no problem. For asylum case, they're not going to fight me on a case that's 6.5 years old.
Right. And how much does this usually all cost?
Yeah. So the lawsuit is $4,100 or $4,600, and the filing fee is $402. So it's $5,002 altogether for that. And usually to update the asylum case is usually like $2,500, $3,000, something like that.
So the whole thing will be 8,000 something?
Like 7,500, 8,000, something like that. Yep.
And that's your office fees included?
That's what?
Your office fees included in that?
That's all just legal fees. Yeah. There's just that $402 filing fee. Yeah. That's everything.
But the lawyer fee will be different?
No, that's the lawyer fee. Those are only lawyer fees.
Okay. But if we don't sue, then we won't have to pay that 5,000, right?
Correct.
And then only the lawyer fee will be like 3,000, as you said?
Probably. Yep. Something like that.
Okay. Wonderful. Then there is a potential spouse possible. She is green card holder.
You mean, is it possible for what?
Potential spouse. Maybe.
Wait, hold on, you're throwing me for a curveball. You're saying now if this person who has a long pending asylum case marries a green card holder, is that the question?
Correct. But this green card holder went abroad and was married to somebody for a week, came back, filed for this person for 6 months, but withdraw the case within 6 months for this person. Can this green card holder marry somebody who is on asylum, pending asylum, or she needs to get the divorce first to get married?
Well, of course she has to get divorced. If she doesn't get divorced, then it's not a valid marriage to the asylum seeker. Did the green card holder get her green card by marrying a U.S. citizen?
No, no, she came as a refugee.
And how far is she from getting her citizenship?
A year,
She's a year away.
yes.
Hmm.
I think she's eligible. Probably she can file, but this problem happened. She went to Dubai.
Yeah. So then I would sort of throw out the asylum lawsuity part for now, and I would explore this as an option. What I would do is if the potential spouse is a year away from citizenship, use that time to get the divorce, then get the citizenship case on file, let the asylum case just keep hanging out, and then once that person becomes a citizen, file for the person who's been waiting for asylum.
Right. But the marriage happened in Dubai. It did not happen here.
So what? Get divorced here. It's better to get divorced here than to get divorced overseas.
So, and the other spouse is still
Over there.
abroad.
Yeah.
Never came here.
I mean, I'm not a family lawyer. I can't give family law advice, but generally, and I remember this from law school, but I also know it to be true, is that if I'm a U.S. citizen and I have a spouse in Dubai, and I live in, let's say, Baltimore, Maryland, I can go to state court in Baltimore. I can file for divorce against my Dubai husband, and I can say, hey, here's his address, serve him over there. That's one thing. Or I don't even know his address, and you can serve it by publication. So you would actually put it in legal newspapers in Baltimore. And then, of course, he's never going to respond because he doesn't read legal newspapers in Baltimore. And then eventually the judge just orders the divorce as a default judgment, which means like there wasn't a real fight. Nobody really showed up. It's just a default judgment. But that's valid for purposes of the divorce, so that the person would then be free to marry the asylum seeker.
How long this process generally takes?
A couple months. It depends on, do they live in Baltimore? Do they live in Manhattan? Do they live in bumfuck Iowa? It all, it just depends where they live.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That's a busy place, right? So I know people who waited 2 years to get divorced in New Jersey. So I don't know. That's all a question for the divorce lawyer.
And unless the divorce happens, the new marriage cannot take place, right?
It can take place, but it's not valid. It's certainly not valid for lots of reasons, but not for immigration for sure.
Right. But she can withdraw the petition that she filed for him.
Can and should.
Right. But that does not mean that dropping the petition down does not mean that she is free to move on unless
you can only be married to one person at a time in America.
Right.
You can't be married to two people at once.
Right. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Bye, James. See you, buddy.
Take care.
I got to do Saturday shows more often. This shit's just more interesting on Saturdays. I don't know. I think it might be because I'm sitting so close to the camera. I don't know. I just feel totally engaged today. I don't know what's up. Let's say hi to Raj. Hi, Raj.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Great. How are you doing? You look cold.
Good.
Are you cold?
Yeah, it was morning. It's cold, but now it's warm. Sun is out. So
awesome. What can I help you with, Raj?
So thing is, my wife went for interview in Montreal. She was in advanced processing, but last week they call and email her to submit her passport. So say they email her just so they can issue a visa. The thing is, they call only like 2 weeks before her medical is expiring next Friday. So are they able to issue a visa by then or no?
Yeah, and she's got to go. Like that's what they're paying attention to. They're aware of that medical and they're trying to get it out the door.
But yeah, they email Monday. We submit the passport. Passport got there Tuesday, but it's when Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nothing changed yet.
I don't know, man. It sounds just bother the shit out of them. It sounds like I'd get that plane ticket.
But I don't know if they're gonna mail it or what. If they mail Monday, I don't know what time they're gonna do. 18th is next Friday. So how's that thing's gonna? Are they gonna?
I don't know. I mean,
the visa is gonna be valid for 4 or 5 days only. That's it.
Yep.
But how are we gonna know if it's stuck in the mail then?
Well, first of all, see what the rules are. What the process is at that embassy. Every embassy does it a little bit different.
I know, but like first email they say, "Oh, you gotta enter the USA by this," but second email they say, "No, we gotta finalize the process before this date." So I'm confused now. What does that mean?
usually it's the first one that they have to enter by the time the medical expires, but maybe these guys in the State Department know that this has really been screwing people over and that these delays, they're trying to help people. So maybe they'll give her an extended time. I haven't heard of that lately. Generally what they said in the first email and generally what I said is what I know.
Yeah, so I'm waiting. I don't know what. So if they ask for a new medical, we done then. How like I can't do before it's expired, right? So how long is that going to be after medical is gone the second time?
How long did it take her to get the medical the first time?
No, she got medical like before she got interview in May. So she got May 25th. She did medical on May 18th.
Yeah, I know, but like, so if she did the medical on May 18th, when did she make the appointment? Did she make the appointment May 10th or did she make the appointment February 2nd?
May 10th.
Oh yeah, good. So it shouldn't. So worst case scenario, she just has to redo the medical, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I already had the appointment for a medical and further. But how when they receive the medical, how long they're gonna take more to get the visa out, send the passport? You know.
What embassy is this?
Montreal.
Oh yeah, they're sort of slow, but it sounds like the important thing is it sounds like they're paying attention. So I think you should be okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's my question. Is like I can't do medical earlier, right? Even if it's not expiring yet. But I called the border. They said we don't. As long as you have visa, we don't care about the medical expire or no. I don't know.
I would just sit tight. I wouldn't go do the medical till they tell you to.
Okay, they're gonna tell me how long after. Do you think they're gonna tell me after it expires? 1 week?
I don't know.
2 weeks?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
You're this close. You're almost there, buddy. Hang in there, okay?
Okay.
See you, buddy. All right.
Thank you.
Later. All right. Let's say hi to Saif. Hey, Saif.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Oh, good. How are you? You got a lot of bright colors on there. Your shirt sort of matches the painting in your room there.
Yeah, I'm lucky today. I got a chance to talk.
What can I talk? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Hey, Jim. I'm an H1 candidate. I came India to my home country on family emergency. So I went for my H1 stamping to the nearest consulate, but I got an refusal under 212 misrepresentation. I was associated with one of red flag company for 3 months. In my initial OPD days, May, from May 2018 to August 2018.
Yep.
So I was with them for 3 months. I didn't got any job or any payslips from them. After that, when I realized that the company is fraud and I'm getting conned, I moved on to the next opportunity and got a job. And I have all the proofs from the next company. Yeah, so it's been like 8 to 9 months now. I tried to approach the consulate one more time. In September, I went back to the consulate and the visa officer said me that it's a DHS department who has refused my case and he asked me to reach out to DHS. So I have filed a case on DHS portal just to know what exactly happened, but I didn't got any response yet. It's been 40 days now. They didn't respond to my email or anything on the portal. So
it'd be fair to say that you were a victim of this company, right? You weren't like engaged in any fraud. They screwed you more than anybody.
Exactly. Yes.
I would try two things, Saif. Number one, I would file another another DS-160. I'd set it up again just to get them to pay attention to it. Number two, you might need to sue them, Homeland Security, to challenge this finding. That if it's true that they're the ones who are keeping you from getting your H-1B, you could sue them in federal court here to try to challenge that. You're not going to get a judge to say they can't do it. The reason you'd sue them is to see if they would reverse themselves if we laid out for them that you were just a victim and didn't really know what was going on. We're starting to see this more and more of people sort of, it's called guilt by association. Like, yeah, Saif was affiliated with this company. We know this company was bad, so therefore Saif's never getting another visa to the United States. It doesn't sound very fair or very American to me.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Jim. Actually, the thing is, when I joined this company, that was my first job and that was my initial OPT. So I have a clear explanation because I didn't reach out to them. They have reached out to me. And apart from that, as you said, I've already filled a new DS-160. I'm looking for the slot, but it's really hard to find a slot. So I'm thinking parallelly, should I go for the lawsuit?
I'll tell you what, I want to talk. So, I do the lawsuits, but there's a guy in our office who does the H-1B lawsuits with me. Let me talk to him on Monday about it. Can you send me an email and say, hey, I was on the show with Jim on Saturday. And then we'll go from there.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Saif.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. All right, everybody. If you haven't already, let us know where you're watching from. I'm going to go for a few more minutes. Amani and my daughter just got home. If Oima's asking what time's the show on Wednesday, I can give the times for next week. Let's see. So Monday and Tuesday, there's no Monday, there's no show because we're doing our firm retreat. Tuesday, the show's at 3:00 Central, and Wednesday, the show's at 4:00 Central. So we'll be back at it this week. Sorry to have been gone. Now I've got to find where you guys all went. Where's my StreamYard? I can't see everybody. Oh, darn it. Let me see here. That's really funny. Hold on. I'm going to have to close out some boxes here. Doot. Nope. Here it is. StreamYard. All right. We're back. All right. Looks like Hamza's got something. Hamza's getting my attention. Hi, Hamza.
Hi,
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mr. Tio. How is your day going so far?
I'm good. You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm parking on the targets.
Okay, go ahead. What's up?
Okay, I have good news and then I have a question.
Okay.
So I got my green card on hand
Nice. Good.
without any interview, and my case was very crazy, very, very crazy. And I wanna thank you for all thing you're doing, because without you, I don't know if I could go through this, because I was listening to your video, gathering information, and all those kind of things through your video.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, and second thing, I get my green card Thursday,
Yeah.
and I've been stuck here for a long time. I want to go and see my family. So, do I have period of time to go, or I can go anytime I want?
So, number one is, do you have a valid passport?
Yes, I do.
How was your green card based on marriage or something else?
Marriage.
Giddy up. Go tomorrow. You're good.
Okay, and for this first trip, I'm not thinking of taking my wife because she's okay with that. But I'm planning to take her on the next move. That's okay, right?
Totally fine.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Tio, I'm happy to see you on weekend, and I wish Jets all the best as the Vikings tomorrow.
Jets are next week. Jets play the Vikings in a couple weeks. The Bills are playing the Vikings tomorrow. So we
tomorrow,
need yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
No, don't wish Vikings to lose, because we're not gonna lose. We are in the momentum right now.
So just so you know, so my son, my third son. So I have one son who's a Rams fan, one son who's a Jets fan, and one son who's a Vikings fan. So 3 years ago, we went to his first Vikings game at that beautiful stadium, and that's when Josh Allen that was like his breakout game. They kicked the crap out of the Vikings like 35-3. So, the Jets hit old Josh Allen in the mouth and the hand last week.
Yes.
So hopefully we set the Vikings up to beat them.
Oh yeah, definitely. We need to win that one so we can be 8-1. And I know
Great.
Packers right now, they're doing crazy games right now.
I'm having so much fun watching Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady suffer.
Since that he get 100,000 from her wife, Mr. Brett, so he can suffer. That's okay with me too.
Thanks, Hamza. See you, buddy.
See you, buddy, Jim.
All right, bye, bud. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today's show. I'm going to go hang out with the fam. I'll see you guys Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central. Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.